As the season blooms into the green of summer, as do flowers of all colors and varieties. Most are used for their visual beauty, but if you take a moment to really examine a flower, you might come to think that a bleeding heart could represent lost love and heartache, or that yellow blooms, as with the color of the sun, symbolize new beginnings and the essence of life. For centuries, flowers have held hidden depth in their meanings, and upon further understanding, they can be used to enhance magic. One classic way to connect with flowers is by making a summer favorite, a flower crown. Not only do these crowns allow you to choose and work with flowers and to wear them, but the crowns are also reminiscent of the goddess Flora. Flora is the Roman goddess of flowers, often associated with the coming of spring and symbolic of beauty, love, and abundance. She is often depicted as a youthful beauty holding bouquets or wreathed in flowers. Her own festival was called Floralia and was held at the beginning of May in celebration of spring. Following along the theme of reawakening life, this was a lively celebration with games and theater, competitions, and even accounts of an elephant walking a tightrope. Donning a flower crown is one of the best ways to invoke the archetype of Flora. While wearing your crown, perhaps you might be called to tend a garden or plant flower bulbs. You might even find yourself with new ideas and notions, or dormant areas of your life reawakening. And you might find yourself drawn to roses. The flower most associated with Flora was the rose. These edible rose petals will be sugared and serve as a unique decoration for a cupcake, as one of the ways flowers can be used is by including them with your magical cooking or baking. The petals are first coated with egg white or aquafaba. Then they're sprinkled and coated with sugar. For a quicker dry time, they can go on the oven on its lowest heat setting. Once dry, they'll be ready for decoration. So, how did Flora come to be associated with the rose in the first place? The story goes that one day she came upon the dead body of her most beloved nymph. Saddened, she called upon the gods to aid her with turning the nymph into the most exquisite flower. Deciding to help Flora, Venus added beauty, Bacchus added the fragrance of nectar, and Mars gave thorns for protection. Finally, Flora added a circle of petals, and thusly, the rose was born. These petals certainly add a romantic flair to any dessert. Classical roses, with their vivid reds and soft pinks, are well known to inspire passion and love. This sort of meaning assigned to them is called florography, or the language of flowers. Used throughout history and popularized during the Victorian era, this is a language that speaks through color and variety. For example, While roses in general indicate passion, a white rose might communicate innocence and purity. Florography colors are often correlated with their general meaning outside of their floral context. Purple, often associated with royalty, could mean dignity and pride. Orange, being bright and warm like the sun, could mean vitality and joy, while the color black is tied to mourning and tragedy. Going even further, florography can become quite specific, such as a daffodil meaning vanity, see Narcissus, or bindweed meaning hopelessness. There are several guidelines and correspondences for this botanical language. However, flowers can be given their own unique meaning, gathered from your own experiences and associations. The way that you use them is up to you. Here are a few more methods to incorporate florography into your craft and daily life. Decorating with flowers is one of the simplest and most inconspicuous ways to add their essence to a space. They can be placed on an altar or wherever you'd like to keep them. Either way, choose flowers with intention. If protection is what you need, you might pick lavender or a spiky flower that to you says, "I will safeguard your home." Here, irises represent faith, courage, hope, and wisdom. Another way to employ flowers is by making use of their petals. Everyone is familiar with the divinatory use of plucking petals from a flower. He loves me not, he loves me. This method can be done for simple and more trivial questions. Alternatively, a favorite mantra or affirmation can be chosen along with a corresponding flower. An affirmation such as, "I love myself," is a good place to start. This would be repeated on each petal plucked off a rose, for example, for a simple meditation. Then, rather than discarding the petals, they can be gathered and bundled into a small pouch. This pouch can be kept any place where you'd like the petals, imbued with your affirmation, to provide their energy or serve as a reminder. For example, the pouch can be placed under your pillow. Finally, flower essences or remedies can easily be prepared. Essences are liquids infused with the energy of chosen flowers. For the sun method, prepare a bowl with water and choose the flowers that best suit your needs. Here is penstemon for aiding feelings of overwhelm and depletion, and a light orange rose to rekindle enthusiasm. Arrange the flowers in the water to your liking. Then leave the bowl in the sun for at least 3 hours. Once properly solarized, the flowers can be removed and the water strained. A preservative would then be added to your storage vessel of choice along with the water, in this case, vegetable glycerin. If non-toxic flowers and clean equipment is used, flower essences can be ingested in very small amounts at your own discretion. Or your essence can be put to later work in spells and other witchcraft when the meaning of the essence can be used in tandem. When incorporating flowers into your daily and magical life, you'll soon find that you have a much greater appreciation for them. I feel like as a kid, I didn't appreciate flowers very much. I remember we would try to make little dandelion crowns or chains by kind of splitting them and then looping them together, but they didn't hold up very well. But at some point, flowers became more special, and I started to notice them while going out on walks, and I'd want to identify them and learn more about them, their properties, what they can do. And then beyond just special occasions, I found it really nice to just pick out flowers all year long and to just have them around the house, adding their beauty, their meaning. I would definitely recommend, if it's something that's available to you, to have flowers around. And it's also fun to use florography and kind of be a little more discerning about what varieties and colors you want to keep. And if you're someone who doesn't really want to keep up with flowers because they are impermanent, I would recommend maybe some faux flowers. They can be really nice looking, and then you don't have to watch your flowers die and you don't have to replace them all the time. It's really not a big deal to have fake flowers instead of real ones. These are actually flowers that I got for my friend's birthday, but she forgot them. And then she came back over and I was like, oh, you forgot your flowers, you have to make sure you take them. She's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'll take them. And then she left and we forgot about the flowers again. So hopefully she will get her flowers soon before these winds bite the dust. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy flowers this summer season, and maybe that you learn more about them and really make use of their hidden depths and meanings. I think it's really nice to just cultivate an appreciation for them. So thank you for visiting, and be well. Bye.